I'm Michael Diamond. This is Muscle Central. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications, leave a comment. Okay, I'm going to talk about insulin and bodybuilding. Are there benefits and what are the risks of insulin? Now, when I first heard about the use of insulin with the bodybuilders, I was told that the reason why these bodybuilders are getting so freaky now is the combination of testosterone, growth hormone, and insulin. The synergistic effect resulted in the freaks that were emerging. A lot of people attribute insulin, at least it's one of the factors involved with this bubble gut phenomenon that we've seen in bodybuilding, and that's still up in the air, still debatable. Dorian Yates, I once heard him state that he feels that the use of insulin ultimately resulted in the look he brought to the stage in 1997, which really wasn't his best look by far. A lot of people thought that somebody should have won that Olympia. So he blames that on the use of insulin. Now, people refer to it as being anabolic. Some people say it's the most anabolic hormone in the body. Yes, it seems to have work synergistically with other compounds. If you take testosterone by itself, you eat good, you train hard, you rest, you're going to get results. You'll get muscle growth. Now, if you just use insulin and nothing else and did the same thing, you're eating good and you're training hard, do you think you're going to get that muscle growth like that? No, it's not going to happen. It assists in the other compounds you're using. That's what it comes down to. Some people tell you that the results you get are short-term. In the initial stages of using it, when you first begin, that you get good, positive, anabolic results. Like I said, when you use it with other compounds, but over time, the longer you use it or abuse it, whichever word you care to use, the results start declining, and ultimately it can negatively affect the physique. All this is debatable, but there are also dangers involved. You can die. I think that sounds pretty dangerous to me. And it's also unpredictable. I'm going to give you from first-hand experience how unpredictable it is. When I was competing, and by the way, initially my first 2 years competing, totally natural. Then I started delving with the anabolics, and at some point, because of what I've been hearing about insulin, decided going to try it, and I had no issue getting it. A very good friend of mine, someone I was actually training, was an insulin diabetic, and he was helping provide me with what I need. Keep in mind also that I don't remember the dosages, but I can assure you this, they were very, very modest. And I basically was just using it after training. Okay, I have my particular protocol that I used, and I was doing this for a little more than 2 months, so I don't remember how many weeks in total, but week after week I was using the same protocol, and everything was fine. What would happen is I would get finished with my workout, go upstairs to the locker room, grab my stuff, go into the store, do what I have to do, come out, suck down my protein carb drink, and I make sure within an hour, I start getting my whole food in. And I always kept a big bottle of Gatorade with me, just in case I started not to feel right. I figured the sugars from the Gatorade could help things. I say this is my usual protocol. At this point in time, my mom's in a nursing home, and I would pretty much go every day after my workout and go visit her. So my usual thing, I'm in the gym, did my workout, finished my workout, went upstairs, did my deed and protein carb drink, got in the car, I'm driving down to the nursing home, which is a very short distance from the gym. At some point, after I stop in here, I'll step out, I'll grab my food, and I'll go back in. All right, so I'm driving down there, and everything is fine. I come to a light, and I'm only a few minutes away from my destination. All of a sudden, I don't feel right. I start feeling a little lightheaded, can't focus, and all of a sudden, the sweat is just oozing out of my body. Now, keep in mind, this all happened in a matter of seconds, very, very quickly. I went from feeling perfectly fine to feeling like I'm on death's door in a matter of seconds. First thing I do is I grab my bottle of Gatorade, open it up, and I suck the whole thing down, and didn't do a damn thing. I felt like nothing happened. Felt exactly the same, if not getting worse. All right, what do I do now? I'm in the car. This area, the street I'm on, the road I'm on, it's a very quiet road. I'm a very short distance from the nursing home, my destination. I start driving. Luckily, I made it to the nursing home okay. Now, naturally, in a nursing home, you're going to have some nurse practitioners in there. The smart thing to do would have been, when I walked in the building, was to grab somebody right away and tell them what my situation is so somebody can help me. But I didn't. Once I got past the front desk, I went into the lounge on the first floor, and I went straight to the vending machines. And I'm reaching my pocket, I'm grabbing out my change, I'm trying to drop the change in the machine to get something out of there. I got sodas there, I got ice cream, got candy bars. I don't know what. Finally, I got money in the machine. I probably got a soda first, which is the easiest thing. And I sucked that down. And at some point, I started to feel a little better. But I'm throwing more money in the machine now. Keep in mind, my first few attempts, I look pretty sad. I'm trying to put the money in the freaking machine, and I'm dropping it on the floor. Finally, I got out. I started getting I got stuff out of the machine. So I got my soda. I probably started eating the ice cream, and I don't remember what I was eating in what order, but I know I was eating ice cream, and I was eating candy bars, and drinking more soda. I don't know how long this was going on, and I'm not sure how much I actually consumed at the time, but I started to feel better. And a tragedy was avoided. I could have died. I mean, I'm laughing now about it. Looking back, I can laugh at it, but it really wasn't funny. It was very serious. I could have died. Needless to say, that was the last time that I used it. Is it worth the risks, the dangers? Like I said, I use modest dosages, and I use the same protocol, and I've never had any issues. But then all of a sudden, one day something goes wrong, and it's not necessary. Not all the bodybuilders out there are using it, and they're doing very well, and they're very successful. Phil Heath recently opened up about his drug use, and he emphatically stated that he's never used insulin. He's named numerous compounds that are used. He says he's never used that, and I tend to believe him. He admitted to using all these other things. If he was using that, why wouldn't he admit to that? So I believe him. And look at the results. Yeah, he's superior, genetically gifted, but the point of the matter is, you don't need it. It's dangerous. Is it worth the risk? You know, this is just my opinion, but you know what? You're going to do what you want to do. If you're going to do it, be very, very careful. That's all I can say. Okay, you can agree or disagree with what I've said, but either way, let me know in the comments section. This is Michael Diamond. I'd like to thank you for watching Muscle Central.